Hello everyone and welcome back to K Gutte's online learning YouTube channel. Now we are going to discuss the next video in the sequence of Learning from the West. Learning from West is a speech delivered by Narayan Murthy when he received Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award for Excellence in Public Administration and Management Science in 2001 from Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management. At this Lal Bahadur Shastri Institute of Management, when he was delivering a speech, what he has talked about, what he has discussed about the value system, values of Western countries which are equally important for the country of India. In his speech, as a most successful businessman in India, he urges that Indians need to incorporate certain Western maxims to their value system. And he discusses the lessons he has learned from the Western countries. He has pondered on the role of Western values in contemporary Indian society. He says that he is from the company that is built on strong values. He is talking about Infosys. This Infosys is built upon the strong values, and this company has various stakeholders. Infosys has various stakeholders including employees, investors, customers and vendor partners from the different parts of the world. So over the years, there are several aspects of Western values and value system that he has come to appreciate. And organization is representative of any society, and some of the lessons that he has learned from West regarding the values, according to him, these values are applicable to India and the people of India. The first value is respect for the public good. This is the first value he is talking about, is respect for the public good. Indian culture has deep rooted in family values, and we people give importance to the family. Parents sacrifice their children, and marriage, according to him, is considered as a sacred union. So this is Indian culture. But our attitude, which is about our children, which is about our parents, which is about our family, is different from the attitude towards the community and towards the society. It is very different from our attitude towards our family. We keep homes clean, we keep our houses clean and spotless. We don't allow anyone to make the house dirty, but that is not the attitude towards the society. But when we go out, we don't think before littering or spoiling the places. Parks and public places in India and parks and public places in Western countries are different. Parks and public places in Western countries are clean and neat, but we see so many litter in our parks, dirty things in our parks. Vapors pockets are there, papers are there, thrown anywhere in the park. But in Western countries, the people are very conscious about their parks and public places. They take care of the cleaning there. We are apathetic about community matters. We see serious problems around us, but behave as if they are someone else's responsibility. We have so many problems around us, and we don't think that these are our problems, but somebody has to come and solve these problems. We think like that. In that connection, he says, Dr. K.L. Rao, he is an irrigation expert. He suggested for creation of water grid connecting the rivers of North and South India. He has suggested it 40 years back, but nothing has done. Dr. Narayan Murthy says nothing has done in this connection. In 1983, there was a power shortage, and to meet the power requirements, it was decided to build a thermal power to solve the problem of the power shortage. Till today, there is no thermal plant in Bangalore. Narayan Murthy has suggested that Bangalore is IT city and so many people go abroad for their work, and their passport is not enough. The pages of their passport is not enough. So he suggested 240 pages passport to the government, so frequent visits of the passport office will be avoided. But there is also nothing has been done. We were ruled by foreigners for over 1,000 years and come to believe that solving public problems was the responsibility of foreign rulers, not ours. Even decision makers look to someone else to take the decision. In the West, individuals understand that they have to be responsible for their community. Further, they solve societal problems proactively. So we must be loyal to our society and loyalty to our families. Narayan Murthy says that we have to solve our problems in our society proactively. We have to do something for our society. No other person, no foreigner will come and solve our problems. It is our own duty to solve our problems. Then he talks about acknowledging the accomplishment of others. This is the second value he talks about, acknowledging the accomplishment of others. He says no other Western societies are contemptuous to better societies as we are. This attitude is not new. He has given example of Al-Biruni, the noted Arabic logician and traveler of 10th century, who spent 30 years in India. Most people, especially he talks about Pandits, considered it below their dignity to debate with him. In fact, on the few occasions when somebody was willing to listen him, if he found his argument correct, then that Pandit used to ask Al-Biruni which Indian has taught him. According to Narayan Murthy, if we want to progress, we must listen and learn from people who have performed better than us. So we have to understand, if a person is giving us some knowledge, if he is giving us a good suggestion, then we have to respect him. We have to acknowledge his knowledge instead of criticizing him. So this is the second value system he has talked about in this discussion, in this speech. The another value we must learn from Western world is accountability. He has discussed in this speech. One must be held responsible for what he has done, irrespective of his position. On what position he is, it is nothing to do with, but he should be held responsible what he has done. However, in India, if a person is important, then he is supposed as less answerable. For instance, a senior politician, once he declared that he forgot to file income tax return for 10 consecutive years. Narayan Murthy says the person who has done anything, he should be held responsible, whether he is a politician or of any position, he should be held responsible. Another example he has given of 100 loss-making public sector units belonging to central government. So who is responsible for the losses of these companies and these units? So action has to be taken against the top managers of those loss-making companies. After this value of accountability, he talks about dignity of labor. This is another Western value he is talking about. In India, only intellectual work is respected and revered. Many engineers, according to Narayan Murthy, fresh from the college, only want cutting edge work and not work that is relevant to the business or the country. They are not ready to do which is good for their country and which is good for their business. They only want to do a cutting edge technology work. This attitude has to be changed. Everyone has to discharge his or her duties in a responsible manner, whether he is CEO of a company or a person who serves a tea. So we have to respect everyone who works honestly, irrespective of who that person is and what that work is. So this thing, the value of labor has to be, the dignity to the labor, this thing has to be understood, and we have to learn from the Western world. The fifth value, according to Narayan Murthy, he has discussed in his speech, is professionalism. In West, people never interfere personal relations in professional dealings. They do not hesitate to chastise a colleague for incompetence, even if he is his friend. The boss do not hesitate to chastise a colleague who is his friend for his incompetency, even if he is his friend. In India, we tend to view even work interactions from personal perspective. It is said that Indians are most thin-skinned society in the world. We see insult where none is meant. We take it as an insult, but we have to think it with a broad mind that it is not insult, but somebody is telling us because it is his job. There is a lack of professionalism as far as our punctuality is concerned. We have to respect someone else's time as well as our time. We have to respect the time. According to Murthy, Indian standard time always runs late and deadlines are not met. The next or sixth value he has discussed is intellectual independence. Since children are very young, they have been taught to think of themselves in Western countries. They are taught to think of themselves in early age when they are young. So these children grow strong and confident adults. In Western countries, these children grow strong and confident adults. But in India, we suffer from feudal thinking. Feudal thinking is not good for the children as well as any other person. It is not good for any organization or any society. We need to overcome this attitude. We want to be successful. If we want to be successful, we have to change this feudal attitude, and there should be the intellectual independence. The seventh and the last value he has talked about is honoring contracts. This Western value system teaches to respect for contractual obligations. We have to respect contractual obligations. He gives an example of students who go abroad for higher studies. Narayan Murthy recommended some of the students for their higher studies, but there was a contract and the condition was that these students have to work in India for 5 years after they have completed their degrees, after completing their education. But they did not return to India even though they were obliged to spend 5 years here after getting their degree. So they have to follow, they have to respect their contractual obligations. According to one professor from the US University, Indian students have highest default rate for student loans. The student who went abroad on educational loan, student loan, they never care for repaying their educational loans. Because of this behavior, other Indian students don't get their loan easily. So this attitude has to be changed. As a citizen of India, we have some rights, but we have to do our duties too. Only thinking about rights is not good. Indian Constitution has given us rights, but with rights, Indian Constitution has talked about the duties of Indian citizens. So we have to do our duties too. Narayan Murthy asks us to work together to make our country great with these value systems. So even in the Western countries, there are some values that we have to learn and we have to follow to be successful in life and to make our country as a great country. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, you can like and you can share this video, and do not forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.